Okay, guys, welcome to the interior of my 68 MGB GT. This is where this week's updates are coming from. We've had a lot of updates in here, and it feels so good to have this all back in one piece. So here's what I've been working on recently. Inside the car, I had all these gauges popped out and cleaned up some wiring and rewired the glow lights behind these. I'll show you how I did that. And then I added a couple switches here, which I'll talk about in a second. So basically, um, let's see. First of all, the interior of this car, when I got it, it was already a little ways from original. So there were already things that have been done in here that got it away from being perfectly original. The whole car itself is not perfectly original, and I'm okay with that. So I wanted to do some small things to make it nicer for going to car shows, enjoying it, having a passenger in here or whatever. Um, that's my goal. And then anything unreliable, wiring wise, control wise, whatever, I wanted to change, but keep the classic characteristics of the car, if that makes sense. For instance, I put a little cup holder down here. After some research, this looks like a very common spot for a cup holder in these cars, and I threw that in. That's been really nice. There are some pretty big center consoles that would have come with two spots here, but I did that. Just one is good. Um, that's been in here a long time. So has my magnetic phone charger. This has been working really well, and it's doubled as a volt gauge because I haven't had a volt gauge working in here. So that's nice to have. And I get another USB and a micro or a USB-C right there, which is really nice to have. Hazards work as they should, no problems there. This is now obsolete. This is your interior panel switch. This switch is feeling pretty crusty and nasty, and I found that when I got in there, the wiring was pretty chopped up already. So this doesn't do anything. I'll get a little delete plate. I think most Moss Motors has some. We had to just delete that plate. So let's start up top here. What we got going on for gauges? Um, Original fuel gauge, original tach, original oil pressure gauge, and of course the original speedo. Behind my decorative little stopwatch here is where the factory um, water temp gauge is, but the original is long gone. This aftermarket one's in here. I tried to get that one working when I got the car, and I couldn't really rely on it. I had other issues cooling wise going on, and the gauge did not help. Ended up being the gauge as well, giving me bad readings. So um, that kind of extended getting my cooling system fixed up issues, extended those issues a little bit. So, but anyway, the original oil pressure gauge, I tried to get that working after I got the car, and I couldn't, to a point where I could really like rely on it. So I did away with it after I found this set of three gauges. I was at an estate sale, and these were sitting up on the shelf in their original packaging. They're pretty old, but I really like the style of them. I think size wise, they're actually pretty small. I really like those, so I put them in here. I don't think this car ever had a radio, but this is a spot where a radio would have been. So I put this plastic delete plate, we'll call it, here to house my gauges. So now I have volts, oil pressure, and water temp, which are all nice, reliable gauges. They give me good numbers. And I just, within the last couple days, I hooked up the voltmeter finally, so it actually reads up where it needs to. Really nice to have that. I've been getting by down here just turning this on and seeing my volts, but like I said, keeping the classic characteristics of the car. I don't want a digital like that. I like having the old school analog style volt gauge like that. Also, when I got the car, there was a hole here in this little center console, center dash. Um, so I temporarily, after I had the a little while after I got the car, I installed these old school awesome fog lights I found. And I needed a quick spot to have a switch for those. So I had a little rocker switch. You guys can look back several videos and see that. But I had a little rocker switch here that gave me a quick little use for that hole in this center console, and that doubled and powered my fog lights just fine. Now I have these old school switches that I found on Moss Motors. They are really cool, and I'll explain what these do now. I changed up the controls in here a little bit to a way that I like them. We're already a little bit away from original, of course. My This is where the original headlight switch would have gone in this little spot here. I'm working on making a little delete plate or something like that here to make this cosmetically look nice. But I have this little aux beam piece that I secured in here really well. This controls my park lights, headlights, high beams, fog lights on the front, and the little glow lights inside my headlights. That's all controlled here, and I have a spot for something else. This is powered by a little distribution block that's underneath the rear seat in that other battery compartment that's back here. So these cars originally would have come with two 6-volt car batteries tied together to make your 12 volts. But this one has a modern 12-volt battery underneath this side, and this side is a empty cubby, and inside there is a modern relay system powering this whole system. So all my lights are on a nice modern relay setup, really reliable, good power flow. That's really reliable, and I don't mind how this looks at all. It's kind of tucked underneath this lip here, and this is just very functional and nice for my lighting control. This signal switch, the high beams don't do anything anymore on it. That's all controlled on here. The horn is still on the end like they are on these cars, and of course the signals are right here. And when I had the gauges out doing all that work, I also refreshed the turn indicators. Those work perfect now. I had one kind of intermittently work and then one never worked for me. So now that all works really well. And of course, my backlights on all of the gauges work really well. I'll show you what I used to do that. I did not reuse the original wiring. It was pretty old and crusty, and I didn't want to rely on it. So let's see right here. So Moss Motors sells these guys. They are that part number right there. And you can get these bulbs, little 5-watt bulbs. There's your part number from Moss Motors. The bulbs are super cheap, but these are like $14.99, I think, each. So I went on Amazon and I was able to get like 10 of these or 15 of these for like $10, and it takes the same bulb. So I went that route. I just got these on Amazon. They're literally the exact same. So anyway, this is what's in my there's a complete one there. That's what's powering all my gauge lights now. These work really nice. They got a nice little amber glow to them, and those are working really, really well. This is my old fog light switch I had in there that I was talking about. It was just one of these little guys filling that hole. So anyway, that's working really, really well. So I'm really happy with that. Oh, let me grab my keys and I'll show you. Well, I don't think it's dark enough in my garage right now. But anyway, all the glow lights work for all my gauges, including these three. It's on the same circuit. Someone help me out. This switch here, I believe this is some original interior light switch or something like that. Anyway, if someone knows what that's supposed to do, let me know. It's never worked. It hasn't ever done anything in this car. And I went down and I unplugged it just for safety reasons. I'm not using that switch for anything. So the plan here, I'm switching up a couple things, and I know some of you guys may not like that, but you know what? This is the way I feel will work best for me in this car, and I'm really looking forward to it. So obviously, I had a miscellaneous hole here from the previous owner. I put this nice looking old school switch in here, and this now powers my heater fan right there. Works really well. My blower motor for the fan. That would have originally been here, but I'll tell you what the game plan is with this switch in a moment and why I'm doing it. So this would have been originally your fan switch, but I'm changing that. I like it down here, and it's going to work well for me. And then over here, I bought two of these switches. I really like how they look. These are kind of an old school little light. Well, this one now powers my little map light right there. Look at that. How cool is that? So I put this switch on the passenger side, one to, you know, I already had a hole here. This is not a perfect system, so I put a another hole here for my other switch, and that now powers my map light. And I put it over here um, because that would have been originally on this circuit, but like I said, that wiring was pretty crusty and already spliced into by somebody else, and this switch is not working that well. So I put it here. I really like that. I will run the dome, which I have. I just haven't hooked it up yet to this same circuit. Um, and I put it over here so my passenger can reach over if they want a little map light for cruising around in the dark or something. They can turn that on, pull the map out, tell me where we're going. You know what I mean? It's pretty awesome. So um, this when I so this is a new one from Moss Motors. Right after I got the car, the original one that my car came with, the turn signal lever, did not work at all, and it was really crunchy and bad feeling. Well, I bought this one, and I bought a new one for this side. So what this is your wiper control, um, low and high, and wiper washer fluid, window washer fluid right here when you push it in. And then if I had an overdrive car, which I don't, that would control this right here. This would be your overdrive switch. So I don't need this. What I plan to do is right here, I'm going to move my wipers to this control right here. Now this is uh, a three-way switch. You have off, on one, and then on two. Um, this is now going to control my wipers, and I'm going to just delete this. I don't really like this. It's kind of it. I sometimes it's in my way sometimes when I'm driving. Sometimes that's a really piddly thing, but I don't use it for much, and I don't drive this in bad weather generally. Sometimes I'll use the wipers, and I'm going to get rid of this. Just pull this lever out. I'm going to keep it around in case I want to switch back. And I ordered a 25 millimeter rubber plug that will perfectly fit this rubber hole to make it cosmetically look nice. I'm just going to unplug this, unscrew it, take this out of here, the whole thing, take this out, and then my wipers will be here. I don't have an overdrive car, so I don't need this. And what I'm going to do is only have low speed wipers, and then when I go to the top position, that's going to be low speed wipers with the washer working. I have an aftermarket washer underneath the hood that I'm hooking up. I tried to run the wiper to the original wiring harness that would have been on here, but there's bugs. There's something wrong with that wiring circuit. And then I looked down underneath the dash, and someone's been using it for other things. There was like old gauge lights hooked to the same circuit that were with really janky butt connectors. So not from original. So someone was using this circuit to power to or chase other problems under the dash. So I got rid of it. So anyway, also the original one that I got, the new one from Moss, it quit working after a while. I had all the wiring working, and then I took it out, put it on the bench, and tried testing it with a on the bench with my power probe, and it was faulty. So this is actually the original one back in here that doesn't move very well. but it's been working to get my wipers running. So anyway, what used to be the blower fan is now going to be washer and wiper controls. I'm going to find from this aux beam thing these little labeled keys you can put on here. I'm going to put one on here that says wiper. And then down here we got the fan, like I said, little map light. That's nice. I really like that. I really like this. This is just fine. This one's going to go away. And that's all I'm really going to change on the control wise. So that might drive some of you, guys nuts or whatever, and that's okay. But you know what? This is the car I'm putting together, and this is how I'm going to set it up. And I think it's really, really, really gonna be a really nice car to drive around. Not looking for a showpiece. I just want something that's comfortable to drive. And you know what? Cosmetically fixing up that miscellaneous hole with that switch, adding another one on the other side, I think that was the best thing I could do here. Because it's already, yeah, I filled an empty hole with a plate and gave it a good use with some gauges that I can trust. So anyway, really happy with that. Other than that, we got a nice little center console in here now. Someone in the my local MG club hooked me up with that. So thank you. And this will be a really nice addition to the car. It's really nice to lean on this when you're shifting and doing your thing. So loving it, absolutely loving it. It's treating me really, really well. I do have everything I need now to replace this setup. This lock has never worked on either side of the car. I have new hardware for that here finally, including new striker plates and everything. And this is already a new lock in here, but the new lock is no good if this mechanism doesn't work. So anyway, it'll be nice to actually lock the car up and stuff like that. This one's already replaced and brand new, so I can lock the hatch, but not the doors. So anyway, that's the updates on the electrical system on the inside. Let me show you out here real quick. I had a local place rebuild the alternator for me. That's really, really nice. So that's charging well. It just quit charging on me one day. My generator light turned on like it should, and I was able to get that rebuilt. I decided to rebuild my original. Here's the part number for these, for at least this one. This is a Lucas ACR 16 alternator. Alternator, right? Self-regulated alternator. This car originally would have had a generator that is not self-regulated. It would have had a regulator, a voltage regulator mounted here. Now this is self-regulated. It's good to go. Very comparable to a GM one wire, they're known as. And here is my aftermarket windshield washer fluid reservoir and wiring that I need to put into my little switch. That'll be really nice. Cleaned up some connections here on my blower motor. It just squeaks every once in a while, but that don't bother me. Anyway, that's the updates for this week on the MG. Doing really, really good. And one of you guys comments in my last videos that these are backwards. I kind of saw that coming. When I was Googling photos on figuring out which way they go, majority had it that they went this way. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying the internet doesn't give me clear answers. I even went back in like MG catalogs, and some showed them this way, some showed them rotate the other way, where the amber is on the inside and the clear is on the outside. I like it this way because my little glow light that's in the headlights here, I'm going to hook to this little circuit. So I have a little amber glow here, and then of course my park lights will be on this circuit. So, and my turn signal. So I kind of like this because my turn signal kind of shines to the side and not just in front. So I get mixed results online of which way is correct, and I'm gonna keep it this way. So anyway, I think that's really nice. I also got the trim in for my fish mouth grill. Love the fish mouth. Really, really glad I found that piece at that same estate sale I got those gauges at. Really, really cool to have the fish mouth on this thing. It looks just right. Love this car to death. It's been treating me well, and it's not going anywhere. So stay tuned for the next videos on it. Soon I'm going to make a video here on how the CB160 is doing, and we got a new KTM in the house. So thank you guys, appreciate it.